So today we have to make sure our little kingdom is thriving by making all the little villagers give me their money. They just march into the castle and voila, we get new buildings. So what we can do with that is set up a field kind of over here that takes 2 people to work properly. And the easiest way to do that is just set up 2 houses right next to each other, put a little arrow on the ground so this guy knows where he's going. And then they march right into there and pop out the other side carrying some wheat. Now we have a mill unlocked, but that takes a lot of money, which we don't have. So let's just get some other things in place, such as a lumber yard right here, getting 2 people in place of that, setting up houses like this, and then setting up another arrow right here so that the lumberjack that pops out the other side can carry the log right into the castle there. Now we have a sawmill and a road so that people can march a little faster. This is just to get our standard production underway so we can unlock more things, but we also have a quarry here that takes 4 people to get going. So I think what we're gonna do is just get rid of this house here, so that way we can set up 4 houses going this way, and then they'll all march into the quarry there. But oh, they're starting to run into the, oh no, one of them fell into the water. Oh, that's so tragic. I need these people going this way. That's much better. And they're overlapping each other too, but that's a lot of good money coming in. We've already increased our income to 18. And all of that is just to wait around long enough so we can set up the quarry right there so that people can march into it. Guy goes straight from home to the quarry, but those give us 10 money. And now we have a stonemason available to us. So those are all the basic buildings that we have unlocked. Now we need to revamp this so it's a bit more efficient, because right now we only have to pay 1 coin going out. But once we get enough money in our castle upgrades a little bit, boom, it gets bigger, but we also have to pay out a lot more. So what we'll do in that case is set up a field out here with some houses going to it, and then we'll replace this field with a mill, as long as we have enough money to do that. Also, not sure what's gonna happen to that farmer. Oh, he just kind of crashes and has a heart attack. That's too bad. But now we can put in a mill, and the people should be able to march into it just fine. Except one of them can't, probably because there's too many of those going in there. And we'll need 3 farmers going in there to make this work properly. But then once they do, we get a cook coming out the other side that delivers 30 money to the castle. And we unlocked pretzels. But I think we can definitely speed up the production here because there's only 1 farmer going in at a time. We'll just make sure to set up a good road to go there, and then the different farmers can go that way. We need 3 of them, so that's perfect that way. And then we'll set up 2 separate avenues of houses going like this with those additional arrows going in there. So now we have people going into their respective fields. That means a lot more farmers are popping out as well. There we go. That's looking a lot better. And then we'll do something similar to the quarry area here, except that takes a lot of money. So we'll focus on the sawmill first, which, where were those set up? Right here. So that takes 4 lumberjacks and 2 houses. We'll just expand that going this way. So we get 4 individual lumberjacks like that. And the lumberjacks take 2 houses apiece. I probably need to revamp these actually. So we'll get 1 lumberjack set up at a time. So those 2 go in that way. Honestly, why don't we just have a whole row of houses going into the lumberjack like this? Ah, that's why, because when they're at capacity, they can't accept anymore, and that's just a waste of villagers. Ooh, but we got the first planks into the castle, and we got new buildings. What even are these? Staircases, so we can have some elevation to our kingdom. That could be good. We'll just get this figured out first so that this can look the way I want it to. So now those 2 will go to that one, and then those 2 to that one. That's more lumberjacks going out, and that means more planks. Although that didn't do much to increase our income. Ooh, there it is. 62 now. Although it seems to have trouble keeping up because it drops down to 39. Whoa, but we got the 3rd tier of our kingdom. Look at that expansion. But now the taxes are 50 every time. Oh my goodness. Why am I paying taxes? I'm the king here. But at least our income seems to be mostly figured out, although not quite enough. So let's upgrade our quarry now that we have the money for that. The stonemason takes 3 quarry people, although it seems like the people in the quarry pump out pretty quickly. So what if we just set up more houses down this row, and by the time they reach the quarry, it'll be ready to receive them. I guess not quite ready. Some of them are just getting spat out the other side because there's too many of them reaching in at once. There are these switcher gates here, but that just means that the green people get accepted. So these houses are kind of getting wasted. We'll just remove them from the equation. Surprised at how much money it costs to just delete a building. And because we used all that money, our kingdom is reduced back down to the starter tower. So we'll just wait for our money to go back up. And I think we can still set up the 4 lumberjack camps that I wanted to if we just mirror what the houses are doing over here. Sort of mirror, but it's a little bit of the same repetition. Some more houses going in like that. That means more lumberjacks are going out, and that should hopefully mean less wasted villagers. It's looking to be true. Very good. That's stabilized. And we are still keeping positive income going for us. Only by 12 though. We're gonna be massively in debt by the time we get to the next tier. Although we do have a lot of land available to us over here, so let's try and make some use of it. I'm thinking this would actually be a good place to set up our quarry arrangement instead of trying to shove more things onto this island. So we'll have the mason go this way, then we'll have 1, 2, 3 quarries go into it, and now we need the houses to actually go into it as well. The houses into the quarries, that is. So let's see, we can clear out some of the shrubs. Oh, I guess we can't? Can we demolish them? It looks like we can't actually damage the landscape. That's disappointing. But the quarries need 4 people, so we'll set up the houses like that, going into them. And that guy just got lost. And now that's 1 mason going into there. We also need a few houses going this way into the quarry as well. Maybe just 1. So now it's full in the quarry people. And it actually takes 3 houses. That's a little much. But because we have these arrows already down, then they should be able to make their way in. And now we have the mason making his way across. But he's having a bit of trouble. No problem there. Just gotta set up a road going into the castle. And now this guy should be able to make it. And he makes it no problem. Oh, it looks like he got a little tired there or something, but he is still able to make it and give us 44 coins from that. That's really upping our income there. Now we just need to clean up this process because we're still losing some basic people. Another row of houses goes in, everybody goes to work, and that's another miner that can make it to the quarry on time. This is actually looking really good. We might not need the 3rd quarry to be operating now. So then we can just free up that spot. And look at our money shoot up. We have 1,000 stored with us now. I only hope the next level's taxes aren't too mean to me. Oh, but our castle really expanded there. We got guard towers now, but also why can't they get in? Maybe that door is no good and they need to come in over here, and he's blocked that way too. Is it this way around that they need to go? This guy's able to make it in, so maybe the guards just aren't nice to everybody else. Let's see, stonemason is going, and oh, it looks like he passed out right before he made it. That's tragic. Thankfully we have a fix. And that's road tiles, so we can go faster. That should save him a little bit of time. Yes, he is still able to make it. And we can also help him by setting up the road over here. He's got places to be. He has no time to dawdle. That also costs a lot of money. So our mason is able to go around, and now he's able to get into the castle. So I guess these guards just don't like people going in. In that case, we'll send everybody around that way. They should be able to make it fine. There, now we're able to keep up our income. Although we're only making a 6 coin profit. That's not good. But hey, at least you're able to get in. I'm not sure why the guards would be blocking that way. It seems a little rude. And let's see, there were other buildings that we unlocked. Ooh, a stone path. Is that gonna be better? And we can continue to do better over here, set up a few more stonemasons, and have the people direct themselves into these ones rather than this central one here, which I kind of want to forget exists. I'll have one measly little house set up over here, pointed right into that one, so that those people can get to work that way. And we do a bit more redecorating to pretty much mirror this side of the world. Although it's not perfect because we don't have all the real estate on this half of the island that we did over there, but we do what we can. And why don't we just shove this house right next to the stonemason right there? Just to free up some room. It's not like he's gonna go anywhere else. And now both of them can make their way to the castle. Getting a little bit exhausted, but look at that money jump up. It's wonderful. And since we do have a little bit of extra income happening, or at least we would if the number would stay up. So here, we'll set up a few more quarries like that, a few more houses like this. And there are these little bits right here that we can hopefully use. We just stick it, okay, it can't go in the water there, but there is a little bit of land there, so we have a bit more real estate. So a brave individual can set up a house there, which gives the stonemason more traffic. So now all the workers are set up there, and then hopefully we can mirror that same thing over here, which it doesn't look like we can. Actually, it looks like we exactly can. Perfect. So that should regulate the production over here good enough. We still need to get more houses over here going into the quarry, which thankfully we're able to do. And then we get 1, 2, 3, 4 houses there with directional arrows because people don't know where they're walking. And there, now that quarry's getting used. So that should be able to keep up our production well enough. We lose a few people still, but it's not terrible. Now, the thing that I do want to get figured out is this market here. It takes one of everybody that we set up, along with 4 of the normal people. And since they're all already walking this path, we could probably set it up in this way to be the most efficient with it. But we don't have nearly the money for it, so we need to just wait on that. But we can also set up the other things that we need for it, like the houses for the normal people to go into, which we can get 2 going like this, and then 2 going like this. They'll crash into each other to begin with. Then we get their direction going properly. Okay, they're actually going straight into the castle right there. That's not the worst thing, actually. But now we would set up the marker right here if we just had a little more money. What we need instead is people actually walking that line. And now they're just getting kind of caught in the middle. So we'll set up this arrow to begin with before they get exhausted, which they sadly did, but they're okay. And just placing down those couple of houses really boosted our income. Oh, and the good news is we do have enough money for the market. Nice. So we just need to wait for everybody to file in. Oh, it's actually not the miller, it's the baker that we need. Well, whoops, we just drained our kingdom of economy. We'll just replace that road for now so we can build it back instantly. So we need a bakery set up somewhere. Takes 2 people and 2 millers. I wish I could sort people by jobs, but I can't do that yet. So it looks like we might need to revamp the mill setup we have going on here. I like this main road going around the castle. That's looking pretty good. But let's see, if we had people going into the bakery here, and then the road goes like that, that would work. This windmill we could probably scoot back to here to be closer to the fields. And then we need a top-down view to fix this. We need these houses going in to the mill like that, so that work can be done there, and then replace this with a road. All right, now we can see that a lot better, but now we need that road going this way. Will they follow the arrows or follow the road? It looks like they follow the arrows, which is good. And then we need 2 people going into there, so we'll just put a house right there. Except that entirely blocks the way in. Whoops. Lost track of what I was doing there. All right, but since this road isn't being used, we can put a house there, and that solves the problem all the same. There we go. The first of the bakery is being made. And there's the guy that's marching in like he's supposed to. How much money does he make? He makes, ooh, 60 just by himself. Good job, my dude. And that production actually isn't being halted too terribly. There's a mill, people going in at the same pace as the normal people. So that's keeping up very nicely. So now that everybody's marching the correct path, and we get a major boost of production at 195, sometimes it just takes a little bit of waiting, and now we can afford the market. So people get to work there, everybody kind of gets to work doing, you know, their thing. And oh, there they go, it's pumping out a person. Yes! Woo! 150 just from the market. And we actually got a new building. Wow, a red house, which I'm guessing is going to require its own economy. Here, let's just set it up over here. Not because I don't like what these offer for us, but I feel like it's gonna be pretty difficult to get these guys figured out. They actually have their own stuff set up. Hop fields, beehives, and a red market there. Interesting. Well, they also go to work in the fields. Let's just try to reorganize them a little bit, or let's just put them to the lumberjack camps. Will they do the work there? It looks like no, they have their own economy entirely. Fascinating. We'll just remove them from existence for a little bit and probably set up something for them to do on these other 2 islands. Also, our green market economy could definitely use some work, but when it does work, it is beautiful and we get a lot of money. Ah, and there's a red gate right there. So many new things for us to try and figure out, but I think we can save that for another video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this one of For the Crown. It's a pretty fun game with a neat concept. If you guys want to see more of this game, then be sure to let me know. Thank you for watching, and sub to Intern. And thanks to the channel members, including Bread, Mr. Cripple 1, Ancient Elixir 1, Corby Farm, Dakota C, Donamoto, Devion X, Muffin Stuffer, Lucas S, Splatter Sex, The Real Nickname, Hateful Herald, Peggy Sue, Droopalong, TJ, Seriously Sarcastic, Angel, Lily, and The Miner Within.